in today's lecture itself. And then in unit 1, as the Java is the basic foundation for the object based and object oriented language. C++ is called as object based language, whereas Java is called as object oriented language. After 2 3 lectures exactly I will tell you how it is different and what about the Python. Oops concept. Whenever you will go for any interview, they are definitely going to ask all these concepts. So your unit 1 is very important. You should get thorough with that so that you will be able to learn different languages. Like even if you go back and learn C++, it's okay because oops concepts are there also in Java, C sharp, lots of languages, .NET, even in Python. But I don't think so. Those concepts will be clear with Python or any other language. Those will be cleared only with Java because Java in depth we are going to learn step by step. I'm going to type everything. You're going to understand the flow of a program because in Python only ready-made structures are there. So many of time we don't know where to jump, where the control is going. But in case of Java, you will understand everything. So these concepts like class, what is object, what is constructor, destructor, inheritance, polymorphism, in detail we are going to study. String manipulation, there are different string classes, same like lowercase, uppercase, and all different functions. In Java, instead of calling function, many times we call it as methods. Packages, built-in packages are there, like your Python. There were util package, and you can observe that the tkinter package was there. Here, the java.lang is the default package. It's like the parent of all the packages. Whatever we are going to write, the basic package is this. It comes by default. Util is required for date and time, calendar things. IO is for file input output handling. Then SQL is for database connection if you want to have a database connection. Swing is for your GUI. So we are going to go through it in unit 1. In unit 2, these are the 4 topics: exception handling, multi-threading, IO streams, and networking. Exception handling, why we require exception handling? Java gives you a full control to the developer that if you want, if you as a programmer you know that somewhere at some point my code might go wrong, and when a user is expected to give a specific input, means you are expecting number, user should give the number as an input, no any other thing is allowed. If you have studied the C and C++, you will understand there itself that if something went wrong, directly your program will close without giving any message. Why it closed the program? What was the error? So that thing we want to manage, and Java provides you that facility with the help of exception handling. For example, if we are developing any bank application and there you want an account number, so it can be an alphanumeric value, but you can't enter a double quote, single quote, special character, exclamatory mark. You can't enter that. So if someone is entering that, you should do this exception handling. So exception means what? Which you are not expecting. And if you're going to enter something which you are not expecting, the developer is going to give you a message, wrong input, and what should be the correct output. So that was regarding exception handling. Multi-threading means what? Different functions, different methods, how they are handled, and what is the thread. In Python we have seen multi-threading, but in Java you will understand thoroughly. IO streams, input output handling, the file is there, how to read, how to write. Whenever I'm going to teach you this IO stream, as I have taught you that how to do this file handling in Python, so it will be a very good comparison for our, in our case, that how the read goes there and how read goes here. What is the basic difference between Python and Java handling regarding the IO streams? That will be more clear to you. Then next is networking, client server programs, how a client will work if the same desktop machine is there and it's going to give some input, how server is going to handle it. So same programs, normal programs, some inputs, and depending on that you're going to calculate the output. Unit 3 is going to have wrapper classes. Wrapper classes are nothing but In Python, everything is automatically converted. You are not even thinking which what is the data type of any variable. You are directly storing a is equal to 10. On the next step, you are saying that a is equal to in double quotes some string, then single quote. Then you can have it like a decimal value, float value. But in case of Java, it's not allowed. Wrapper classes means what? If you want to convert any specific thing, like if you want to convert an integer to a decimal value, floating point value, double value, then you should have that class. So it's like a wrapper. Chocolate is going to have a wrapper. Same with that concept. Here wrapper classes are going to work like one class will be wrapped with the another class, and we are going to get some different outputs. Collections, list, set, and maps, same like your Python. Here are different classes. We will see their example, how to store the values, how to retrieve it, how to add, delete, and update it. Next is inner classes. Inner classes, which are not directly visible, but when we say that the nested classes concept is there, some outer classes are there, some inner classes are there, then in depth we are going to see this static and anonymous class. Anonymous means what? Anyone can unmute
Unknown.
themselves. I'm good.
Unknown.
Unknown, unknown. Very good. Hmm? Anonymous means unknown. The name, if it is not known to the developer also, to the user also, to the one who is writing the code, then it is called as anonymous. And we are going to see it. Means we can write an anonymous block, we can write an anonymous method, we can have a constructor with anonymous name, means name will not be there, so it is anonymous constructor. We will see all those examples. And the last topic is AWT. Now, though this topic is at the end of your syllabus, but within the next week, I am going to start with the GUI because it takes lots of time to go through the GUI to understand the concept, how exactly graphic work. And I'm not going to teach you directly in NetBeans. First, we are going to do everything in the notepad so that you will be able to understand how each pixel work, how your computer graphic screen works, and when I'm going to do actual graphics, how my mouse pointer and the cursors are moving and how I am interacting with the help of these classes. If you're going to simply use the NetBeans and then it is simply a drag and drop, drag and drop. Nowadays, a 7th standard student also know Java. Then what will be the difference between knowing the Java from a 7th standard perspective and knowing it from an SY computer science? So here is the difference. You should understand how to code. They only know that this is the code and execute it. That's it. They are not going in detail. Why this thing? How this thing? They will not be able to write any other different classes or programs on their own. But if you go through each and every code, time to time, I'm going to give you some assignments, some homework program. If you're going to go through it, mark my words, you will be very much in greater detail with this Java concept and you will like Java. I like it very much. So definitely I will make sure that you also like Java. Books to be referred. Actually, when we used to be in graduation, I have studied in the six same pattern, almost five books, five reference books. I am telling you. So more than 500 pages book. So I am not expecting that thing from you, but this book, that is the textbook which is mentioned, Herbert Shield book, the Java Complete Reference, ninth edition is mentioned, but fifth edition, fourth edition, anything will work because this is a core Java concept and everything at the basic level is available from second edition onwards. This is the compulsory book. Those who actually want to be an developer, at least one language you should understand thoroughly. You should design any project in it. So go through this book, at least a single book. These books are optional. Java tutorial website officially mentioned in your syllabus, so you can go ahead with it. Now, okay. So who invented Java? Actually, there is no single person. The James Gosling and his team developed Java language, and they worked at Sun Microsystem. What is the exact year when the Java was developed? It is not exact year, but in early 90s They have started with the early 90s, 91, 92, and till 95. I think exactly in the 95 they released the first version of Java. It was Java 1.0, but nowhere it is officially mentioned. So everyone says that the Java has been developed in early 90s. What was the first name of Java? Now we are going into an history. Okay, on the first page also you will get in detail information about it in the exam. From exam point of view, it's like 15, 15, 15. So unit 1 15 marks, 60-40 pattern is there. So from your unit 1, but obviously one question will be on history of Java. What are the basic features of Java, data types of Java, very basic things. How to declare any variable or two three small programs, addition, subtraction, how to do it in Java. So we will go into a history. James Gosling and his team was always sit in an office where outside the office there was a tree, oak tree. So the earlier name of the Java language is Oak. From that tree, they have decided to take the name of that programming language as Oak. And so in 1990s, they have decided to design a language and they have decided to give the name like Oak. But later on, when in 1995 they released the actual first version of Java 1.0, then they have shifted to the name as Java. Now, once again, the question, why the name Java? Because they were sitting and having a coffee and the coffee brand was Java. That's why they gave the name as Java to that programming language. Now, why they introduced this Java language? Previously, if you go in the history of all programming languages, the first programming language was like an alphabetic characters A, B, C, D, E, F, G. The first programming language was, then came B, then came C. C by Dennis Ritchie in 1972. They have made some small changes and added the concept of object-based programming language. Then there was a debate whether to give the name of that programming language as D or what to do. So after C, they have made little bit changes to the code of the language, and that's why they have added it. It's like an extension to the C. That's why the name is C++. Many of the developers also pronounce it like CPP. Okay. Then after C and C++, internet came in boom in 1980s. So all of they have decided that we should write or we should develop a language which should have some connection with the internet. And might be if different machines are there, laptops were not there, but the desktop PCs, they should have a communication among themselves. So that was the intention behind designing this Java language, connectivity between the different machines. So once again, I will repeat who invented Java. James Gosling. When? In early 90s. Where? Sun Microsystem. What was the first name of Java? Oak. Later on they changed it to Java. Oak because of tree. Java, coffee. Why introduced? To have connectivity among the different machines. So once again, here the history is there. If you want to go through it, you can. For 5 marks, whenever the short note is there, then you need some extension to it. And also in Herbert Schild book, the complete reference, you will find in detail almost 2-3 pages regarding it. Now, Java is also called as Vora. That is what? Write once and run anywhere. Why it is called write once and run anywhere? Because it is platform independent. You can run it on any platform. You can run it on Windows. You can run the same code on Linux. You can run the same code on Unix without making any much changes. I won't say that without making any changes, because as the Java version changes, some changes are there, but these are very minor changes. You don't need to change your 100% code. So 95% code will remain same, and only how to compile it and how to run it, that will change. So that's why it is called as write once and run anywhere. This is also very important because we are going to have a class test. In class test, MCQs are there. So, but obviously all these static questions will be there. Who invented, when invented, and at where they have invented, earlier name. Then the Java is also called as, and then underline. You will get the different versions of this Vora. That is write once and run anywhere. we can make many versions of it, means we can bifurcate this, right, once and run anywhere. You will be able to see the features of Java. I am going through these features very fast because as you will learn Java, then you will better understand that what these features mean. Even if I'm going to tell you in the first lecture that it is platform independent, it is very simple, it is very secure, you will remember only the names of these features. But once we will study the concept, you will exactly get the idea why it is called platform independent, why it is simple, why it is secure, and why it is architectural neutral. Now I will go through it fastly. It's object oriented because it supports class, object, and inheritance concept. Platform independent, as of I have told you that it can be run on any platform. Then why we are able to run it. In the next lecture, I will in detail tell you what is JVM, what is JRE, and how the bytecode works, how Java code works, and how it is compiled, and how the machine code is generated. Next, it is simple. Every developer thinks that the every language is simple, but I will give you a promise that once you will go through this core Java concept, you will definitely find Java as a simple language, because the language in which you will be able to code on yourself without depending on any book or Google, I think it is a simple language. Secure language, because in the first lecture it will be too much if I am going to tell you why it is secure, but it's secure. I will tell you in the almost in the mid of the our Java programming language why it is secure. Just for one line, it won't give you an access directly to your drive. If you're going to write down any code or web application, then it is available on internet, and if someone is able to access your hard disk, then it will be a dangerous thing. So Java doesn't provide that concept. How? Because it avoids the concept of pointers. What that concept, I will tell you later. Next is Java is portable, robust, multi-threaded, interpreted. Simply, I am now reading all these terms, and whenever we will write one program regarding it, I will tell you why it is. Okay. Then it's high performance, distributed, as you are able to have a web application of it and you will be able to run it on different computers. That's why it is distributed. Java is called as dynamic programming language. Why it is called as dynamic? Because if you have studied the C and C++, there, if you're going to take one example, I will tell you. If you're going to take an integer array of size 10, and if you want to have the size 20 or 30, you won't be able to have it directly. That array don't grow dynamically. That is a static array. But in case of Java, directly, if you're going to add any element, if array size is 10th and you want to add 11th element, 12th element, then dynamically, means at the runtime, the array size will be doubled of whatever size you have mentioned. So if you have mentioned the 10 array size and you are trying to add the 11th element, you're going to get 20, 30, 40. Dynamically it is doing it. No need to do any other thing. Now I'm going to directly code. First I will tell you the first code and how to write it. So you are going to require a JDK. Any version of JDK will work because it is core Java. So any version will work. JDK 1.8 will also work. I will tell you how to install it. And if only 50 minutes lecture is there, so instead of wasting the time in showing you the installation, I will prepare one Word doc step by step from where to get it. Next. I agree and finish. That's it. That's the Java installation. So once you will install the Java, you're going to require the editor. Various editors are there. Means more than 20 editors are there in the market. But to start any first program, we are going to go ahead with the Notepad. Why? Because it is not going to give you where you are getting wrong. You should understand where you are going wrong. So that's why Notepad. Now see here, you are going to click on the start, then type Notepad, right click, you will be able to see run as an administrator. In Windows 10, if you want to save anything in the C drive, by default, it has to be run as an administrator. That's why open the Notepad, run it as an administrator. Then Notepad will be open and this is our first program. See here, class demo sy 20 my, then the The next thing is public static void main string args system.out.println hello good morning. Here you will observe opening curly braces, closing curly braces. In case of Python, this was not the case. In case of Python, the indentation was with the help of a tab. If you're going to miss the tab, you're going to get an indentation error and it won't tell you that where you gone wrong. So here it's very easy. You can put this curly brace over here. It means that you want to write something into this block, and even if you start this public static void main here itself on the same line, it's perfect. No problem, no syntax error. That's why Java is very easy. So class, see here, observe how we are writing the class keyword. C is small. After this program, I'm going to ask everyone the questions. Now, once again, concentration, full concentration, because Java is case sensitive. If you're going to make a capital small mistake, you're going to get 25 errors. So, see here, class, C capital, then the class name. Actually, there is some assumption in programming language. When you are going to have some 2-3 words, then every word's first letter has to be capital. It's not a compulsion. You can run the code with all letters small, but it's an assumption. It's a programming language. You can say a coding style. So here demo D capital. I have written SY20 and my SY and M capital. So whenever you are going to compile the code, then also this thing you should remember. Now, opening curly brace, it means that you want to write something into the class. Here, main is the entry point, same like your C. In C, you used to write like void main, and then in void main, you used to declare the variable, you used to print it with the help of printf. Then if you want to accept anything, you are going to accept it like scanf. Here, instead of printf, print is there. Print and the println. But obviously the ln stands for new line. Here system is the default package from where we will get this method println. So system s capital, out is the, you can say it's the nested class, which is a nested package. That's why the O is small. Whenever you're going to find out any class in Java, the class name first letter definitely will be capital. So this is a package, and in that you will get another method called as println. So system dot out dot println. If you're going to put a space in between, you're going to get a syntax error. So everything has to be without space. Opening round brackets, double quotes, then whatever message you want to write. Now this message is not case sensitive. This message you are writing, so it depends on you how you want to write it. Double quotes close, round bracket close, and the semicolon. Semicolon indicates the end of line. Curly braces close, and for this main, it indicates that here the main scope ended. And here this curly brace indicates that the class demo is now over. So very simple code. See here, class C small, demo D capital, public P small, static S small, void V small, main M small, string S capital. Args, it depends on how you want to write it. It's totally args or any other variable name also will work. System S capital, out O small, and println P small. Step by step, I have explained everything, what is capital and what is small. Now you all are going to answer. I'm not going to change the screen. It will be visible to you, but I'm only going to say class C and your answer should be capital or small. That's it. Should we start?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Only
Yes,
one
ma'am.
yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Files, Java, JDK, and bin. So go in that bin path and you can save the program. But observe here carefully that I'm writing the program name same as that of the class name. Don't make any small spelling mistake. Your code will not run. And I'm putting a double quote here. Why? Because if you observe this, this is a notepad. So by default, please mute yourself. Mm, if it is the notepad, then by default any program will be saved with an extension txt, and we don't want txt, we want a Java class. So that's why I'm attaching double quotes to it and then click on save. That's it. Now, once you will click on save, where you're going to run it. So editor, our editor is Notepad. In that we have written a code. You can run it from the normal command prompt, freely available in all windows. So how to go? Click on a start, type command prompt. In short, you can type like CMD, and once you will type the CMD, here it will come. Run as an administrator. Notepad also run as an administrator, and command prompt also run as an administrator. Once you will run it, you will see by default this path. Okay, it's C Windows 32 by default. Now we want to shift to the path where we have saved the code in JDK bin. We want to go to that path. Now how to go to that path? We want to change this current working directory. Right now the working directory is system32. And how to go back to the root directory? CD slash. So CD slash will give you to that C drive. Now if you want to change the directory, the command is CD. So after CD, you're going to get this whole path. How to get it? From your Windows Explorer also you can get this path. So go to the Windows Explorer, go till bin and then copy it, and here right click and it will be pasted. Okay, then class name, file name, both are same. Write the same name, D capital, SY capital, M capital, dot Java. Java C, program name, dot Java. Press enter. If you have not make any mistake, then you will be redirected to the here next prompt. It will be empty and cursor will be blinking here. And to run it, write down Java demo sy20 my. No extension. When you want to run a Java code, no need of any extension, and press enter, and your message will be reflected here. So system.out.println says hello and good morning. So this is the output of your first Java program. Now, do you want to show me right now how to write down this code once again? If you say yes, I will show it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
So we will go ahead with it. Only I'm going to ask you, whether you are able to see my window and not. So, are you all able to see a notepad screen?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now I'm writing it. Class small. We will write down the demo. What to write now? Demo lecture 1. Okay, I will write it like this. Capital small matters. Then public static and void main string as capital, its variable, and then here we want to print it. The message you are going to decide what message you want to print. It totally depends on you. Tell me what we should print. Any message? Yade, sangat nahi. So I'm going to write it on my own. Java is the best language because I like Java. I have given you chance. You have not given the answer. That's it. Your code is ready. See, once again, observe this class, demo D capital, L capital. So we are going to require it. So I'm going to copy it because the same name has to be there. With the control S, you will be able to see it. See here. The whole path is C, program files, Java, JDK, and bin. So you must be in this folder. Otherwise, go to that folder. And if you want me to show it, I will show it once again. Click on C drive. See here, there are two program files folder in Windows 10. One is program files x86 and one is normal program file. Whenever you will install Java, it will be by default in this folder, program files, normal program files folder. Then go to Java, JDK, bin. I have lots of JDK versions, so don't get confused. I know where to save it, so I am saving it in that JDK version only. Go to bin. So we are in the bin. In double quotes, the name is demo lecture 1 dot java. Extension is important. Attach double quotes to it. We don't txt file, files, and I'm going to save. See here, previously it was unknown. Previously it was unknown file. Now the name changed to demo lecture 1.java. Now we must go to command prompt. So here, and now I have already gone to the command prompt. I will not waste the time in showing you how to go to the command prompt. So directly we are moving to the command prompt. Or do you want it that I should show you?
No, ma'am.
Yes. No, ma'am. Okay. So whenever you will come to the command prompt for the first time, you will be able to see a Windows file. It will be like Windows System 32. And now when you press that CD and slash, you will be redirected to this cursor. Sorry, C drive. See here the cursor. It's blinking here. Wherever the cursor is blinking, that is your current working directory. Okay. Now current working directory is C drive. Now I want to move from C drive to different path. What was that path? It was total path, that is the JDK. If you want to get that path, don't type it, you will make thousands of mistakes. So better option is go to notepad, go to file and open, copy that path, come to your command prompt and paste it. Now I want to check whether Java is installed or not, so I will press Java C. All commands are coming, so it means that it's there. Now the code, check the name of the code here, demo lecture 1.java. So no syntax error, it's syntax free, the error free code, syntax free it's syntax error free. Okay, and Java and program name without extension, simply press enter and it's display the output. Java is the best language. Till this point, is it clear to everyone? uh, uh, should I ask you the question based on all these things what I have taught you, so that it will be clear to me also how much part is getting clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. Now, very good,
Yes,
very good. Now, what we will do, this is the last part. So, I am there on the thank you. But the still total 9 minutes are in our hand. So, we will revise. Okay. And revision, I'm going to ask you question. If someone want to give the answer, they can unmute themselves and give me answer. So, the first question, who invented Java?
James Gosling.
James
And
Gosling.
James
Steve,
Gosling.
when Java was invented?
1990.
90s.
Very. Is Java is a simple language?
Yes.
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 Java is a robust language?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, yes. It was there in
Yes.
the feature. I have not explained it in detail, but Java is a robust language.
Yes, madam.
Is very good. Is Java is sensitive?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes,
Yes.
madam.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
madam. Yes.
Yes.
Very good.
It's sensitive.
Is Java is platform independent?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Good, very good. I need to change the code if I want to run a program of Windows on Ubuntu. True or false? Should I repeat
True.
the question?
False.
False.
True, ma'am.
No need
False.
to change the code. Yeah, no need to change the code. Only the run procedure, how to save the file. It varies from OS to OS. So that's the only difference. Otherwise, the rest of the thing like syntax, the Java class, how to write it, everything is same. Now, in today's session, which editor we have used in order to type the Java programs?
Notepad.
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 Very good. If I'm going to open Notepad normally and I'm going to type the code, is it going to save it in the C drive?
No.
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 No, ma'am.
No.
No, ma'am.
Okay. How
No.
should I run that?
Run as administrator.
Administrator.
Amazing. Where I have compiled and run the code.
Command from.
CMD.
Command from.
Command
CMD and
Command
command
from.
base.
Same.
If I'm going to open the CMD normally, is it going to compile and run the code?
No.
No.
No, it's not gonna run.
No.
Might be many times it's going to give you an error, file not found and all. So better option is always run it as an administrator. Now, I'm going to tell you first and then I'm going to ask the same question. You should repeat it in that same manner. Okay? ज्याच्या कोणाकडे छोटस मूल असं काहीतरी खेळतंय बिळतंय प्लीज म्यूट असेल फक्त त्या मुलाने म्यूट करा. हा मग जावाच्या मध्ये खूपच खेळायला असं खूपच फ्रेंडली वातावरण झालं लेक्चरचं. Okay, how to compile the Java code? The command is javac program name dot java. I'm repeating it once again. Javac program, and we will see you tomorrow. Now leave the meeting. Bye bye.